What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. Today we are gonna be speaking about, this is quite creepy.
Very quiet.
Yeah, South Africa's worst serial killer of all time.
Yeah, most deadly.
That we know of, by the way. He was known as Boetie Boer.
His real name was Stuart Wilken.
He was Afrikaans. So that's why like his nickname is very Afrikaans. It basically means farmer brother.
Yeah, all of his murders took place in Port Elizabeth.
It's a very small town in South Africa. It all happened in the 1990s. He's currently still in jail.
He's currently serving 7 life sentences. So just some background information about him. He was born on the 11th of November 1966 in Boksburg, Gauteng, South Africa. He's 57 years old. And yes, he is still alive.
He's committed more than 10 murders.
Yeah,
so
10 plus crimes.
Yeah, so he went to jail for 7 life sentences, but that they know of.
But there's about 10 plus victims. So his crime started in 1990 and went on to 1997, which is the year that he got caught.
At that time, apartheid was going on. So apartheid was still a thing, and I think that ended in 1994. He was found, well, this is the background story of like how he grew up and why he's so messed up in his head. There's a documentary of him on Showmax explaining everything. He actually admitted to his crimes, what he did, and he explained to everyone like why he did what he did, like
a lot of messed
up like what he was
details
thinking
and what he was thinking and stuff. Yeah.
When he was young, he was left at a phone booth.
A telephone
box with his sister when he was like not even 1.
He was 6 months old.
Yeah, he was very young, babies basically. A domestic helper found the children and took them to the home of her employer, a man known as Dupe, who inflicted extreme physical and sexual abuse on Wilken over a period of around 18 months. His sister disappeared, so she was out of the story. Then Wilken was found by a couple called the Wilkens, which actually adopted him at the end of the day. They named him Stuart Wilken, and he called himself Boetie Boer. They don't know why. It's just always been like a nickname of him. He didn't do well at school. He behaved very violently, both at school and at home on occasions, leading to frequent punishment. He started smoking marijuana at the age of 8, by the way.
Yes, that's young, eh?
Which is, that's very hectic actually. He was sexually abused by the age of 9.
Now, most serial killers follow like a pattern when it comes to killing and murdering and everything. So they either have a type or they have certain victims they target and stuff. Whereas he was quite unusual, an unusual serial killer because he killed different individuals from 2 distinct like types.
Yeah, so it was very difficult for them to actually catch him because, I mean, like Jeffrey Dahmer, there was a definite like pattern going on. With this serial killer, there was like, they had to literally look everywhere at every clue they could find. Yeah.
His 2 victim types were female prostitutes and then young boys.
Basically how he went on about with these murders is he would go out drinking and do drugs. He was very hectic on marijuana, as you guys heard. And he was on other things. I don't even know what drugs, but a lot of things. And he said even after he has used those drugs, he just got this feeling of killing.
Yeah, like free, like he doesn't.
Yeah, he just
doesn't feel.
No feelings. It was dead. Like he just went, and the first person he literally found, he was like, okay, cool, that's my victim.
He'd go into the bars and he'd drink and do everything, and then he'd find a prostitute either in the bars or standing outside on the street, and he'd speak to them and like he'd be very friendly and very like
genuine, and then he would lure them down.
Yeah, lure them down and
take advantage
and like take them into places that they weren't comfortable going in,
like dark corners, parks.
Yeah, anywhere they weren't comfortable, and then like some of them would try and leave because they felt something wasn't right, but obviously he was very forceful, so they didn't manage to get away.
He basically, most of his victims he strangled to death with his bare hands.
Yeah.
He didn't use like guns or like knives or poison to like, drug them like Jesse Dahmer did. He just strangled them with his bare hands.
He said he liked that feeling of being in control. Yeah.
He said he wanted to be God, basically. He wanted to be stronger and more powerful than God. So Boetie Boer he was married twice. He had a first wife and a second wife. And he had kids.
Yeah.
So Stuart married the late Lynn Hevenga, I think that's how you say it, sorry. His first wife on the 25th of December 1985. However, they separated after the birth of their only child, Wanay, which is, it's quite hectic, which he ended up murdering. I'll explain in a second about that. So Lynn was murdered in June 2005 in Port Elizabeth. After the time of her death, she was married to her third husband, Hermanus Havenga. He married his second wife, Veronica, a colored woman with 2 sons from a previous relationship. They had 2 daughters. Unfortunately, this marriage ended after his parents-in-law filed 2 charges of sexual abuse against Stuart in connection with Veronica's 2 sons. So it's basically like a big fuck up of a family because there was a lot of abuse and drugs,
sexual
assault, going on.
So he committed his first murder in February of 1990. The victim's name was
Montefigo. He said himself he started murdering people when he was like 18, or between 18 and 21, which is very young.
Yeah.
We have 10 of their
victim names that they know of or that are like identified. 3 of them under victims' names is Street Boy, which is very sad because they don't even have like a victim's name or a victim's age on here. 6
out of the 10 murders are young kids. One of them is his own child. Her name was Wanay Vulcan.
The child from his
first wife.
First marriage.
Yes. He heard that the father, so they got divorced basically, and his ex-wife got remarried. They found out that the stepfather of Wanay was sexually abusing her. He decided, okay, no, because she's already so damaged.
Which isn't the right word to say, but
yeah. But so he decided, no, okay, I'm gonna just take that pain away and kill her myself. He murdered her.
And he says he did it because he wants her to go to heaven.
Yeah, he did it because he wants to take her soul to God. That's what he said. That's his exact words. He murdered her in a park, and there was like a dark side of the park where nobody basically walked. It was quite a big park in Port Elizabeth. They killed his own child in a park, and then he said himself that was the worst
murder for him.
The hardest murder for him because it was his own blood. It took a while for the police to actually find the body. And before they found her, he actually went back to her body and slept next to it every night.
Yeah, so he'd go there and he
would bring her clothes.
And yeah, it was
messed up.
A very messed up situation.
Yeah, he covered it with a plastic bag and leaves, but he would sleep next to her almost every night. Holding her hand and talking to her and saying, "I'm so sorry." It was quite hectic. So with the prostitute victims, he actually ended up, with some of them, he ended up cutting off private parts and eating it raw.
And he said that he did this because he wanted to taste it.
He always had a desire.
So he did partake in cannibalism.
There was also one woman where he broke her legs and her arms just to have that feeling of being able to break someone's bones.
And being in control again.
Yeah, I think most of his murders is him being in control.
And he likes having the power over someone else, basically. So he also killed a boy with the name of Henry Bakers. That was his second wife's son, so his stepson. And he said that during an interview, he would sleep with Henry's decomposing body. So he'd gone back more than once to where the body was.
Wilkin was charged with 10 counts of murder and 5 counts of sodomy on the 3rd of February 1997. He was convicted of 7 counts of murder and 2 counts of sodomy on the 20th of February 1998.
If the death penalty was still legal in South Africa, he would have been given the death penalty.
He's currently still in jail, still alive.
They basically said that he will kill whether he's in prison or not.
That was Boetie Boer, worst serial killer that has ever existed in South Africa. Okay guys, that's the end of the video. Please like and subscribe, share this video. We'll see you soon.